Hello, everyone. Welcome. Thank you for joining our Zoom presentation today to help you learn about Pathway Caring for Children and how to become a foster parent. My name is Tracy Roberts. I am the Licensing Operations and Support Services Director. Pathway's been around taking care of children for 47 years. And I've been really lucky to be present for 30 of those years. So really excited about this new technology and reaching out to you and allowing you to learn about Pathway. Today, we have Patricia Lott, who is our recruiter for Pathway, who will be the person that you would be working with when you come in the front door. And we also have Eric Stucki, who is our training manager and who has put together all of our virtual trainings to in this time. It's all new for us and has done a great job. So welcome, and I'm gonna now turn it over to Patricia Lott so she can tell you all about how to become a foster parent. Welcome. Pat?
Great, thanks Tracy for the introduction. Thank you so much. Thank you everyone for joining us here today. And what a unique experience this is for all of us, really. A little out of my comfort zone, doing a Zoom virtual meeting, but welcome, and hopefully this will give you a little bit of information about moving forward in the process to become a foster parent. So I'm sort of like the first stop in your journey. Sometimes people will call me and they'll say, you know, I've been thinking about this for a while now. Usually people will say it's a calling. This has been on my mind. I'd like to give back. So what you do is the people reach out with me as the first stop. I talk to you a little bit, get a little more information from you. I usually set up a time to meet with you and chat. And right now going on, I am doing virtual chats via Zoom meetings. I'm doing some phone conferences, any way to get your questions answered. Then the next step would be you'd get an information packet, partially through email, partially through the actual mail system, and it'll tell you a little bit more about our agency. A few of the questions that people usually say to me is, you know, what's it take? I don't really know much about this, but I do want to give back. And, you know, those are all great ways to start. Some of the basic requirements to become a foster parent is you must be 21 or older. You can rent your own home or you can own your own home. I have people that come from all walks of life. You can be single, you can be married. I have people that are just starting out their family, and then I have empty nesters. When I get empty nesters calling me, I get a little bit extra excited, I'll be honest with you, because I like to think, well, they come with so much experience and they're so seasoned in parenting in general. So it helps them get a little bit used to what could be coming their way in terms of, you know, what kids do, what they don't do, what to expect, what not to expect. So what we can offer you is you can become a licensed foster or foster to adopt parent. It's a state of Ohio license that's good for 2 years. And we also offer respite training. Respite, being a respite provider. The training is the same actually. And respite is someone who really doesn't think that they can do this full time right now, but they'd like to do this part-time. And it's a great way to get your feet wet. You go through the same training as I mentioned, and then you'd have a child placed with you actually just on the weekend, or it's usually a pretty planful time where the foster caregiver that has the child with them all the time either needs a break. It's an awesome experience for the children in care and a really good experience for you as well. So after we talk and we meet and we get your questions answered, I move you along then in the process, and that would be meeting with Eric Stucki, our training manager. And right now he has some interesting news to tell you about in the ways that we are getting people licensed in the pike with this pandemic going on for us. So I'll be back to answer some of your questions. And right now I'm going to let Eric talk a little bit about the training process.
All right, thanks, Patricia. Like she said, I'm Eric Stucki. I have been with Pathway for almost 6 years, and I'm the training manager. We just started our second online pre-service training via Zoom. We did one last month, and it went really well. So I just want to tell you a little bit about what the online training process looks like. First of all, like a lot of things, you can do it from the comfort of your own home right now. And it's an overview training. We cover a lot of different topics and things that you need to be made aware of to become a foster parent. You know, the rules, the regulations, but also some parenting strategies and skills. And like I said, it's an overview training. So you get a good broad understanding of what it means to be able to provide a home for a child in foster care. And I've really, really enjoyed doing the online trainings with everybody. We've had great groups of people, and people like Patricia said, that are just starting out their family journey, that have maybe been through the ringer a time or two, or maybe are empty nesters, and just a lot of good experience. And so what we do in the training, in addition to covering all the material, is we really get a chance to grow together a little bit and rely on some of the experiences that you have, and share some of your feedback and stories of the journey you've already been on as you're starting this new journey. So training is a mix of videos and lecture and really good discussion that I really enjoy hearing from everybody and taking a part of that and growing together as a group. So it is 36 hours, and there's also a CPR and first aid component that can be done online separately. The 36 hours of training, we do it throughout the week. And like I said, it's been an awesome time doing it online. We just started our second online training course, and it's been going great so far. It's been really fun to get to know everybody and just help lead people through and encourage them on in this awesome journey. So that's just a little bit about the training process. And I think we move now if we have any questions about anything that either Patricia or I could answer, but it'd be great to see you in a training sometime soon.
All right. So hi, everyone, and we really appreciate you all joining us today. But my name is Liz Thatch, and I am Pathway Caring for Children's Marketing and Fundraising Coordinator. And I'm going to moderate this Q&A time. And if you scroll either to the bottom or the top of your screen, you can use the chat feature, and I show up as Pathway Zoom. So you can send it either directly to me, or you can send it to everyone in the group, and we'll get your questions answered in these next 15 minutes. And the first question that we have pop up is, during what hours are trainings held? So that should be
that one. Right now, what we're doing is we have 3 trainings a week on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, and they're at varied times to make sure we can kind of hit everybody and where everybody's at right now. So right now we have, just to give you an idea, Tuesdays are from 4 to 7, Wednesdays are from 9 a.m. to noon, and Thursdays are from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. So that's when the pre-service trainings are held as of right now.
And Eric, correct me if I'm wrong if you answered this already, but a brand new training just started, so people can jump in right now.
Yeah, you can jump in. Like Pat said, the first step is connecting with her, and then we can get you involved and enrolled in the class to get going just as we are. And one other thing I didn't share, sorry, while I was thinking of it is, I said we've already had a class, and we've already actually been able to license a couple of families from that class. So being able to get through the process in a month's time, from beginning orientation to meeting with Patricia to getting licensed, and maybe even getting phone calls about getting a child placed in your home within a month, is definitely a quick process, and it's really exciting and encouraging for us and for families as well to know that you can get through this kind of at your own speed, but really quickly if possible. So just wanted to add that in there too.
Yes, yes. And so to follow up with that, do you attend all 3 days during the week, or do you pick what day and what time works for you? So to answer that question, you need to attend each of those Zoom meetings during the entire week. And so basically it takes up about 3 days, 3 hours per day, a month, 5 weeks, give or take.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. And then Patricia, can you kind of touch on respite a little bit more?
Sure. Being a respite provider, like I had mentioned briefly, would be a person that would do part-time. It could be a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It could be a more planful, like maybe somebody has an event or possibly even an emergency come up where they need a place, a safe, secure place for the foster children to go temporarily while the regular foster parent providers are doing whatever it is they need to do. So the journey is pretty much the same as far as going through the training and then the licensing process, having your home study and becoming a licensed provider. However, the beauty in it is you tell us when it's good for you, when you are able to have children in your home. We have some people who say, you know what, I want to be as busy as you can have me. So every weekend I'm available. I have other people who say, you know what, please don't give me a call between June and July. And our placement manager, Sonia, is just great at working with our families individually to be able to, make sure it's a good experience for the child, of course, as well as you being a respite provider.
All right, thank you. So the next question is how to choose the right agency for you. So I guess touch a little bit on what's a little different about Pathway, how we support our foster families, things like that.
Do you want me to go ahead and answer that to start?
Sure.
Okay, well, I'm just going to go ahead and say it. We are the best. We are the best provider in Northeast Ohio since 1973. I myself have been with the agency for 25 years this June. I couldn't be here this long if I didn't believe in the mission and the people that care for our families each and every day. Pathway, being a private agency, our caseworkers have a smaller caseload than some other agencies per se. We, being private, we rely on donors and grants, and we are able to get a little more personal with each and every one of you to meet your needs. We do offer a training, 1 week, a summer camp for children, ages 8 and up. So it is a special needs camp. Some of our kiddos are not able to go to a so-called regular summer camp. So these specialized programs meet the needs of our kids who need a little bit more one-on-one supervision. While the children are receiving that, the foster parents are getting a week-long break, and the kids are getting an extremely enriching experience. We also offer our parents a stipend of $300 per child for program-related activities, such as they're gonna play soccer. They need soccer shoes, flute lessons, swimming lessons, and that goes directly for the child. That's in addition, of course, to your per diem that you would receive to care for the child. We also have ongoing events for the kids all year. We have several holiday parties, which are loads of fun. When a lot of times we have donors give us tickets to events, and we of course share those with our foster families. It's just definitely a smaller family feeling. And I really can't express that enough, that the people coming into your home and helping you be successful at caring for your children, we live it, we breathe it 24/7. And so, we're with you along every step of the way. Sometimes it feels a little scary. Sometimes, you're not exactly sure what to do. You call your caseworker and, we get you the answers. We come to your home. We make you feel very confident in the job you're doing, which is so very, very important.
All right. So the next one we have is there any cost to being a foster parent?
No cost at all. And that sometimes people are so surprised when they start talking to me and they say, well, oh my gosh, I heard a home study is so expensive. And what am I going to have to put up front? There is no cost to you at all. And that is whether you're going to foster or foster to adopt. There is no cost to you along the way.
And then the next one up is it possible to have an infant-only foster home? And then to expand on that question, could you talk a little bit about the kids, the ages, sibling groups, that sort of thing?
Sure. Right now at Pathway, we're receiving between 25 and 50 referrals a week. Let that sink in for a second, because every time I say it, it still impacts me greatly. These are children that need a home. And with the pandemic right now, we're receiving even more referrals. You're not maybe hearing about it as much, but we are definitely feeling it as an agency. So the children that we're receiving, they're coming in all ages. It's just very unique and interesting to me that I'm getting so many little children. We are getting infants. We are getting children that are coming to us as a sibling group. We're getting a lot of sibling groups as in 3 little kiddos. So this could be a 3-year-old, a 4-year-old, and a 9-year-old. It could be a newborn, and then the newborn has 2 siblings already in care. Many of our children coming to us right now are under the age of 12. And so you definitely would be able to say, I'm looking for a younger child to have in my home. You are able to be that specific. I love people to be open-minded, because the more open-minded you are, the more opportunities you have to hear about our kids that need care.
Yes. So this one's for Eric. What are some of the topics that would be covered in pre-service training?
Sure. So like I said, it's an overview kind of awareness training, but some of the topics we cover are, we look at adoption and we look at what the kind of post-adoption process is like. We spend a lot of time talking about attachment and as that relates to childhood development. So we look at that in a typical sense, and we also look at that from a child who has experienced trauma. So that's another big element of it. We want to give you the awareness that our kids are coming from hard places. And so with that brings a unique set of skills that we need as parents. And so we do cover that. So we talk a lot about trauma. We talk a lot about what happens developmentally in early childhood. We also talk about practical skills for you to use as far as behavior management is concerned. And like I said, too, we talk about, working with who is going to be a part of your child's team, what adoption looks like, and what are some things for you to be aware of. So like I said, it's an overview, but we cover a lot of ground in that overview and with the time we have together.
Yeah. So the next question up is, does Pathway do adoptions?
Yes, we do. We do not do straight adoptions. We do what's called foster to adopt. So if the child is in your home for 6 months or more, and the child has gone on the custody status of PC, which is permanent custody, and if things are going well in your home for the child as well as your family, then you could be asked if you would be interested in adopting the child. And I love to talk about the actual statistics that have been going on in Pathway. In 2019, we had 20 adoptions. I mean, that right there is yay, yay, yay. And looking ahead now for 2020, I'm told it's looking like we'll have very close to that same number of adoptions throughout the year. So yes, there is a very strong possibility that you would be able to adopt the child. Although it is not your straight adoption, it is a foster to adopt process.
All right. So what are next steps if someone wanted to be a foster parent right now? So what do they need to do?
Okay, give me a call. I'd be happy to talk with you. My number's been on the screen. My email's been on the screen. Please reach out to me, and then I'll connect with you, and I'll talk to you about the steps to move forward to join Eric's class.
Yes. All right, so the next question that came through the chat, it says, I am married. What if my spouse or I cannot attend one of the training sessions? Is it possible to watch a recording at a later time or another way to make it up? So Eric, take it away.
Yeah, so like I said, this is our second class that we've done online, and we really just followed it up from the end of the first class. So there's not a lot of downtime in between the classes. So if you were to miss one, of course, we want you to be there live the first time, just for consistency and things. But if you were to miss one, being at different times and having things come up in life, we totally get that. We're really flexible, and the classes are running pretty much one after the other right now. So if you miss a class, you're not going to have to wait a really long time to get that class again. And I pay attention to what classes people have missed and try to maybe put that one earlier in the next round. So that way you're not waiting until the end of that next session if you only have one class that needs made up. So we can work with you and be really flexible about how we can get you to make up a class that you may have missed along the way.
Trying to be very accommodating. Definitely want you to be licensed and with a child or children in your home as soon as possible. All right. I guess our next one is if you could just kind of reiterate what are the requirements of being a foster parent? So kind of the mundane details, I guess, if you will.
Sure. One of the things that, of course, during our interview process that I ask you, I do make sure you're over 21. I am looking to make sure you have enough income coming in to your home to pay for your own bills. So the simple worksheet of what's going in and what's going out, is there enough left over for you to be able to take care of your family without needing this as income? And that, the reasoning behind that is to make sure that when we put a child in your home, you're not about to have your lights cut off, or you're not in jeopardy of your home possibly being in foreclosure. So we talk about that pretty openly up front. I'm looking for one of the adults in the home to be able to read and write English. If anyone is over 18 in your home, we do fingerprint them. We do a background check. The background checks are very thorough, as well as for the foster parents. Meeting a couple tomorrow night in our Cleveland office to start that process and fingerprint them. The fingerprinting check is a BCI, FBI, and then central registry check. So all 88 counties in Ohio, your record is checked. We're looking for you to complete an application, a state of Ohio application. And with that, there would be the references that you need to fill out complete. We do check on references, including adult children that do not live with you. We're looking to ask you, what sort of bedroom space do you have in your home? And what sort of extra bedroom space do you have in your home? Is your family comfortable with your children sharing a bedroom? We talk about all of that. What sort of pets are in your home? We like to know some kids do better with pets, some do not. We talk about the family dynamics in your home and how will you handle a crisis when the child is placed in your home. If back when regular school is going on and the child is sick, you're expected to pick the child up. It's great to have a support plan in place. So that could be a grandma, a good neighbor, a friend, somebody who possibly would even become a alternate care provider for you to step up to help you. Because, as they say, it takes a village. Well, in the foster care system, that is so very literally true. I'm looking for you to be flexible. Can you, at a minute's notice, adjust? So many of our foster families these past couple of months have had to just step up and really just be ready to take the extra kids that we've been receiving. Everything just can't be perfect. Just open your heart and home and just be ready to accept the child in your home. So I'm looking for somebody that is able to just sort of be flexible and willing to go with the flow and know that your morning may start out one way and due to whatever's coming may change. So that's a real important characteristic that I'm looking for, is for someone to be open-minded and flexible and willing to just step up when we call them to take the child in their home. Hopefully that helps with some of those questions.
Yes, definitely. So this is the last question we'll touch on to keep within our time frame. And it says, if a grandparent is back up for childcare, would she also be required to do the 36 hours of training?
Do you want me to take that, Liz?
Either you or Eric.
Yeah, they would not need to take the training. We would be looking to do fingerprints on the grandma or grandpa and to do a background check. And yeah, they would not need to do the training. We do have some grandparents that say, hey, you know, I'd like to hear about these trainings. They're pretty interesting and it'll give me, you know, better light on the type of kids that, you know, my kids could be dealing with. But they do not have to go through the whole process.
Okay, yes, sounds good. All right, well, again, we wanted to thank everyone for joining us. You'll receive a follow-up email that'll have Patricia's information to reach out and to join and hopefully be one of our foster parents. And feel free, again, if you have any questions, please reach out to Patricia. She's a great resource. She's got lots of knowledge. And we hope to see you soon in our pre-service training with Eric via Zoom. All right, so thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
All right.